I'm the last one left at a party that ended a long time ago. My wife's gone, my friends are gone, even the people I couldn't stand gone. And before every single one of them walked out the door, they asked me the same thing. What's your secret, Walter? And every time I gave the same answer, clean food. I believed it, right up until I started paying attention. Because the ones who ate perfectly, who were at the gym every single morning, who followed every rule like their life depended on it, they went just as fast as the ones who never followed a rule in their lives. So what was actually making the difference? I've had a lot of time to sit with that question. And the answer had nothing to do with what was on my plate. My name is Walter. I'm 105 years old. I drove a cab for 41 years. I still wake up at 6 every morning and make my own coffee. Still sit in the same chair I've been sitting in for 47 years. The chair across from me has been empty for 11 years. I stopped moving. People come by all the time, reporters, doctors, neighbors, and they all want the same thing, the list. What do you eat, Walter? How many hours do you sleep? Vitamins? I give them the list, they write it down, they leave happy. I'll give you the list too, but if I stop there, you'll walk away just like they did, satisfied and completely missing the point. Because not one of them ever sat down and asked Walter, how do you keep waking up after everyone you loved is gone? Walter, how do you decide at 105 that any of this still matters? Those were the questions I always waited for. Nobody ever asked them. Fine, here's the list. 2 eggs every morning, fried in butter, real meat, twice a week, vegetables from the ground, bread, water, black coffee, no powders, no vitamins, a piece of chocolate after dinner, most nights, a small whiskey. On cold evenings, and I won't apologize for it, I never starved myself. I never felt guilty for enjoying a meal. The people who turned food into a religion, who counted every calorie and felt like criminals every time they sat down at a table, most of them were miserable, and miserable people, in my experience, don't last long. There was a doctor, I can't remember the year, young guy, very confident, told me my cholesterol was going to kill me before 60. I outlived him, found that out when I went to the hospital, didn't say a word, just went home. Write the list down if you want, it's real, but what I'm about to tell you matters 10 times more than any of it. Back when I was still driving, I had a regular passenger for 4 years, twice a week, same hospital, Dr. Polson, nutritionist. He had books, gave lectures, knew everything there was to know about food. Listening to him coach his patients from the back seat, I learned more than most people pick up in a classroom. One day I asked him, Doctor, what's the real secret to a long, healthy life? He thought about it. Then he said, Walter, eat clean, sleep well, and avoid stress. I said, do you do all 3? We listened to the engine for a second. Then he said, I eat clean, I sleep fine. The stress part, I never figured that one out. Dr. Polson passed in his 70s. I drove his wife to the service. I still think about him. That man had all the knowledge, wrote all the books, and the one thing that was slowly wearing him down? He knew exactly what it was, named it out loud, and still couldn't let it go. If a healthy list could keep a man going, he'd have lived forever, but it couldn't. The real answer was never on the plate. I came to understand that because of Margaret. Margaret and I were married for 58 years, and I was a good husband in all the ways that are easy to measure. I worked, I came home, I didn't disappear, but she used to say the same thing year after year. Walter, you're sitting right there in that chair, but you're still driving that cab. Come home. When I retired, I just sat there for months. No route, no shift, no reason to move. I'd wake up, pour my coffee, drop into this chair, and wait for something to happen. Margaret would walk by, ask if I wanted more coffee. I'd say yes, she'd bring it. That was the whole day. If you have nothing pulling you forward the next morning, all you're really doing is waiting to go, and the body is very good at taking that cue. One morning, don't ask me why, I walked out to the garden. There was a weed near the tomatoes and I pulled it, then another. 2 hours later I was on my knees, hands pitch black, completely out of breath. When I came inside, Margaret was standing at the door. She just looked at me, but I knew that look. That was the look of a woman who had been waiting not for an hour, not for a week, for years. A purpose doesn't have to be big, it just has to get you up out of the chair. When I turned 70, I started walking 20 minutes every day. I know every crack in that pavement. Every day I gave myself a reason, not a big one, small. Arguing with the neighbor on the corner about football, putting on a record at 7 in the evening, watching the light come through this window at 4 o'clock like clockwork, embarrassingly small things. But they kept me here because every morning each one gave me somewhere to go. The ones I watched go the fastest. They retired from work and purpose at the exact same time. They just sat down and the body took the cue. Margaret passed 11 years ago. It'll be 12 this October. The years start folding into each other after a while. That's one of the hard parts of living this long. The morning after she was gone, I woke up at 6 out of habit, went to the kitchen, made 2 cups of coffee, set them both on the table. I couldn't drink mine, but I didn't pour hers out either. I just sat with it. The coffee went cold. The light in the kitchen shifted. An hour passed, maybe more, and somewhere in there I realized I was still breathing, still sitting, still here, and the day wasn't going to wait for me. So I got up, went out to the garden, pulled some weeds, walked my 20 minutes, came back inside, called my son Robert, didn't say much, just talked. And somewhere in that ordinary, painful, completely unremarkable day I found a small reason, not a big one, just enough. That is the only real secret I have. Every single day you have to find a reason. Some days it's small enough to hold right in the palm of your hand. My son Robert is 78 years old, lives 40 minutes from here. He called last spring, said he'd been meaning to visit. Work was busy, he'd come when things slowed down. I said, Robert, I am 105 years old. You come now or you come when I'm gone. Your call. He came that Saturday. We sat on this porch for 6 hours. He told me things he'd been carrying for 30 years. I told him things I should have said when he was 40. He comes every 3 weeks now. Having good people around you is not a luxury. It is part of how you stay alive. I know that now. I should have known it sooner. One more thing, because I'm too old to lie about this. Part of living long is luck. My father made it to 94. My grandmother lived past 90. The body I was born with had good bones. I could stand here and tell you it was all discipline and intention, but that would be a half-truth, and half-truths are for people who still have something to protect. My name is Walter. I'm 105 years old. This morning I woke up at 6, made my coffee, spent a few minutes in the garden. I can't kneel like I used to. Watched the light come through, put on a record, sat down in this chair, looked at the empty chair across from me, and said good morning to it. The way I do every single day. Eat real food, move every day, keep good people close, find something, anything that makes the morning worth opening your eyes for. But more than any of that, stop just getting through your days. A man can make it to 105 and still have checked out early, spending all those years just waiting to arrive somewhere. The days are not in your way. The days are the whole thing.